Today we're going to be looking at Adobe Premiere. Premiere is Adobe's professional level video editing program and will allow you to do everything from full feature films without every special effect imaginable through to small scale, simple video edits. Premiere is a reference program. What that means is when we bring video footage into Premiere, save that footage within your project file save. What it does is it saves the location that the video files are on your hard drive and links to them in the same way as websites do. Now if a video file name is changed or its location is changed, then it will no longer be found by your Premiere project. Now to prevent this, we need to set up a file structure for all of our project work to go within and place everything that our project uses within this parent folder. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to create a new folder for our project. And then within this folder, we're going to create a few subfolders. Now the first one, we're going to call Premiere Files. Now Premiere generates a lot of information in the background just in its normal operation. It needs somewhere to save all of this information, and that place is called the scratch disk, and we need to set that when we're creating our project in a wee while. Now this folder is going to be where all those scratch disks are set to save their information to. Secondly, we're going to create a folder that contains all the video clips and sound clips and still image files that we're going to use to make up our video editing project. Thirdly, we're going to create a folder for all of the saves of our project. Now it's good working practice that when we're working on a large edit to go File, Save and create a new version of your project every time we start an editing session. That's going to generate a lot of different versions of our project, so we want to have a folder to keep all of them nice and neatly in. And finally, we're going to create a folder for our exports. When we have finished editing, we export our project out in a form that can be played back on any other machine or platform. Now, these standalone video files we're going to have various different versions of them, either of different file types or resolutions, or even different drafts and versions of the project at different stages in its development, so we want a folder to keep all of them in nice and neat. Once we've set up our parent folder with all of its subfolders, we're ready to launch the program. Now I'm working on a Mac, however it is universal between Mac and PC how Premiere operates. Now when you launch Premiere, you'll be presented with this splash screen here. Now it will ask you if you want to open a recent project or to open. Now this splash screen will ask you if you want to open a recent project or create a new one. We're going to create a new project. Now at this stage we're creating our project. We're setting up our project so that we'll have the correct settings for the video that we are using. Now there are 3 steps for setting up our project. The first is in this tab here, General. And this gives us 3 options. Now the display format in timecode and audio samples for the video and audio are perfectly happy and they can be left alone. The third option, Capture. Now some cameras don't record to memory cards. Some cameras record to digital videotape. And now this footage needs to be transferred to the computer. And that's what the capture format setting is telling us. What format of tape that we're able to capture from in this project. Now we have 2 options here, DV and HDV. Now if you're not too sure what type your tape is, it'll be written on the tape or on the side of the camera, and select the option that is correct for the camera you used or is on the tape that you are capturing from. If you're not using footage from tape, this option doesn't matter and we can leave it as is. The second set of options can be found up here in the scratch disks tabs, and we have 4 scratch disks to set. Now I'm just going to click the browse button and I'm going to navigate to desktop and to my project, and in the Premiere Files folder I created, I'm going to set that for each of my scratch discs. Now you'll see in the path that they're all set to save in the same location. The last thing we have to do in this window is to set the save location of our project and give the project a name. Now we can do that with the Browse button. Go to my desktop, our project folder, and go into the Save subfolder. Give our project a name, and then click OK. Once we've done that, this window will appear. Now this is where we choose the video format for our project. Now we can change this at a later point, however there are lots of presets, so it's good to get it correct to begin with. When our preset is selected, we click OK and the full Premiere interface will load up.